Let's talk the Serpent Soul.
Yeah.
It'll probably be the last one tonight.
Yeah, so Serpent Soul Sorcerous Origin. You mind if I read the flavor on this boy, Pete?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so oh, I'm sorry. Who is this by? We should always give credit.
Of course. User wait.
Flammable concrete.
Oh, that's for the watermarks. I wrote down the user on the doc here. User Aqualisk.
Aqualisk, you didn't credit yourself on your thing. Right there. And art, this very, very cool art.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's radical.
It looks like, that feels to me, right, like a person undergoing a ritual to become a Yuan-Ti. And the art is by Belia Canalizadora Silvalle. God.
Oh, wait, that's the name of the art.
Oh, that's the name of the monster, of the person. It's by Francisco Badilla. Thank you, Francisco Badilla. I apologize in advance for all of the just butchering that my dumb human tongue does to words. I do not have the gift of the gab. Let's jump in here. Sorcerous Origin. I love that just conceptually right off the bat. Your spirit is infused with serpent blood, and your innate magic flows from poisonous well within you. You might trace your lineage to that of the Yuan-Ti, the Naga, or other serpents, or perhaps you are one of those entities yourself. Your presence affects the very air around you, filling it with a strange malaise. Your life force is bolstered when others are infected with venom, and an esoteric kinship with snakes allows you to temporarily summon them or their essence to aid you. I love this thing. Took one step that the others haven't so far, and that is it gave you specific examples, right, of things you might be tied to. Yuan-Ti Naga, which they'd added the Coatl in there just to give it like a non-evil take on it. But I like that they took the time to do that.
It's definitely an evil vibe. So this first feature that we're going to read here, Venomous Magic, is a spicy one, and I'm very interested in your thinking on this one, Jeremy. I've spent a lot of time. This is like I read this in the next one, and I spent a lot of time thinking about whether or not I was okay with this. Your innate connection to the magical flow of poison has infected your magic. Whenever you cast a sorcerer cantrip that deals damage, you may change its damage type to poison or acid damage.
Oh boy, yike! Cantrip though.
Yeah, exactly. See, you just did the exact same thing that I did. And I think here's my thought on this is that it shouldn't be poison or acid damage, because it seems like they did that to get around resistances to poison.
Here's my vibe right off the bat here. Why? That's the first question I have. Just looking at this. Why is that? Why do you want that? Right? Why do you want to do this?
That actually seems
right. Does it really do that though? Does it fulfill that fantasy? You already can pick poison spray as a cantrip. Why does making firebolt into poison damage why?
It just lets you
there are cantrips that the acid splash. Right? There are already cantrips that can fulfill this fantasy.
It just lets you do poisons. I don't know. Poisons for acid is what took me out of it. Acid I didn't feel, but the idea, and maybe I'm reading too much into this ability, but the idea that poisons can have lots of different types of effects. For example, this poison slows you with a frostbite, or this poison takes away your reaction with a shocking grasp. The versatility of poison as a tool to debilitate kind of works for me, but again, the acid makes me think that that's not what they were thinking.
I love what you just said, and I think if that language was in there, that would be a different story, but it's not.
That's fair.
The versatility of poison as a tool to debilitate your foes, enables you to replicate the effects of to debilitate your foes. You learn these cantrips, right? They count as sorcerer cantrips for you and deal poison damage instead of their normal type, right? That would be a really neat first level feature, right?
Yes, I agree. Sorry,
And
I just
I
laughed
see
at
this.
the chat.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in chat. V-Bunny was saying that it works because poison damage is often resistant or immune, and acid damage is very rarely resistant. It's not. We're not talking about that. We're not talking from a balance perspective here. It's just from a flavor and design perspective. Does this have a purpose, really? And I didn't get it at first. Pete, it seems like you discovered a purpose.
I don't know if this person got that, but it worked for me, and that kind of excited me as a player.
Yeah,
but
I wonder what cantrips do the sorcerer even get, right?
Like all of them, they get like a ton of cantrips. Yeah, they get like all the damage ones.
Okay, well, if they get them all, yeah. Let's see. I mean, they get frostbite, so that would work.
Yep.
They get what? Ray of Frost, so that would work. They get Shocking Grasp. Okay. I don't know. I still would like prefer if they went more like overtly in that direction, if that's what they were going for. But let's move on. I've just rambled at this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that was, I think, a really interesting feature. Maybe for different reasons than they intended. But give me Serpent Spawn, Jeremy.
Oh. Well, all right, I'll do it then. Starting at first level, the Serpentine magic in your veins allows you to shrug off poisons that would fell other creatures. You gain resistance to poison damage.
Match.
When you reach third level in this class, your magic can call snakes from the ground to attack your foes. As a bonus action, you unleash a swarm of snakes or a cloud of miasma. Choose a creature you can see within 30 feet of you that must make a Constitution saving throw against your spell save DC, or take 1d4 plus a charisma modifier, poison or acid damage. You can add this. You can this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, minimum 1, and you regain all uses after completing a short or long rest.
Interesting. This is
weird.
This just seems like it's just another cantrip that you can do.
No, but it's a bonus action is the idea.
Oh, you just have an extra bonus. Oh.
This is just a first level spiritual weapon you can use 5 times per short rest.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah, this does not, for the flavor aspect, again, does not seem to isn't what I was thinking of when I was like, snake magic. Not quite what I was.
Yeah, I was really into the idea of snake magic, but this is just kind of, that's just, you get that ability, and then you can do the thing that's listed there if you take this,
Yeah, one of those things that kind of weirds me out here a little bit is and I understand these are magically conjured snakes, but snakes from the ground to attack your foes. Bird! Snakes leap onto the ground and attack that bird. The snakes shoot from the ground up into the sky, attacking the
frosty fire resistance, and then something totally different at a different level in the same ability. Yeah, I think they maybe forgot a title, or I don't know what's going on there. That's weird.
Yeah, it's a little funky. Pete, you want to jump onto our next?
Yeah, let's do caustic vitality. Beginning at 6th level, as others wither under the effects of poison, you draw strength from their suffering. Oh Jesus! When a creature within 30 feet of you suffers poison or acid damage, you can use your reaction to gain temporary hit points equal to half the damage taken. You may use this ability twice and regain all uses of this ability after completing a short or long rest. Oh, this was the other thing I read. Also, it lets you speak telepathically. In addition, you can speak telepathically to snakes or serpentine creatures within 30 feet of you. You can only communicate simple thoughts and emotions to creatures that do not share a language with you. If we're putting a bunch of weak things at level 1, that seems like it should have gone at level 1 as well.
Yep.
But
I'm also a little confused. At third level, you get a thing, but sorcerers don't get stuff at third level. They don't get a sorcerous origin feature.
Oh, they don't get stuff at third level.
So I think this was supposed to be at first level, and maybe they started somewhere and copy pasted the beginning text wrong.
Oh,
I guess.
Weird.
Going back to Serpent Spawn, apologies. But yeah, the 6th level one is also a little strange. This one I get a little bit actually.
I actually like this.
I like this a lot. Actually, this does do it for me flavor-wise.
I remember reading this, Jeremy, on the subject. Remember when I was talking to you before, I said sometimes wisdom comes from places you don't expect?
Yeah.
How do you feel about you may use this ability twice and regain all expended uses of it? I almost like that. You had a very guttural reaction.
I do too, actually.
Oh, you do like it. Okay, yeah, I like that.
It's weird because like doing this on a, let's say like your wisdom modifier, like, nah.
Just twice. You can do it a couple times. You can do it twice.
Yeah. I could even see this being cool as being a constitution modifier thing. Being off from your charisma,
your primary
your poison, right? This kind of innate constituent, like constitution part of you being.
That would work for me a lot.
But like, this isn't bad. I actually like that a lot.
Yeah, I do too. It's just the idea of saying you may use this ability twice because it's just never been done. It's just like sometimes you get grounded in convention, and I would never think to do it that way. And it is really simple. Like, if that's how many times you want to do it, just fucking say that's how many times. Anyway, that's my thought. But I like this feature. It feels flavorful for me too, that you gain something from.
Yeah, I like that quite a bit. And again, this first one should just be at first level. Just put the telepath. I'm a little confused. Anyway,
yeah, it's weird.
It's a weird level to just suddenly be able to talk to snakes. This is like Harry Potter. Like, I can talk to snakes. What? I'm a wizard. Right? Like,
I've been wondering why I've been able to make all of these snakes appear out of the ground. It looks. Jeremy, do you want to do Poisonous Paragon?
Sure. Starting at 14th level, which is the correct next Sorcerer's Origin feature. Starting at 14th level, you have embraced your serpentine lineage, and it provides you with immunity to poison damage and the poison condition. Also, whenever an attack or spell from a hostile creature would deal poison damage to you, you can use your reaction to infuse yourself with its virulence, and add 2d4 poison or acid damage to the next damaging spell you cast before the end of your next turn. Interesting. I feel like this is mostly going to be you being like, acid splash, I also target myself. Right? Like, it's gonna be a lot of that. Or like, cloud kill. I'm gonna go hide in the cloud kill, folks. Like, and then my cloud kill does more damage because because I'm in the cloud kill.
I mean, it's
jokes aside, I do like this actually.
Yeah, I think that's fun still.
But I think there's a
it has to be. Wait, Jeremy, it actually specifies from a hostile creature.
I don't like this anymore.
Yeah, I thought it was actually better when you could do it to yourself, because it wouldn't be useless a lot of the time. But the fact that you can't trigger it yourself just means because it's not like 2d4 extra damage on your spells.
So weird. It's like so niche. Okay, what do other clerics like?
It also
busted cleric, divine soul. I mean, not cleric. Divine soul gets to fly at this level.
This one gets being poison immunity and poison condition immunity are both pretty good.
But I want to take a hot minute here to point something out. I normally don't like to do this, which is look at a class specifically with a certain race in mind. But this one I have to. The UNT, right? This is what this is made for.
Yeah.
You already have that. You already had this at first level on the UNT, which is what this class is super, super fucking focused for a player to be. So really, you just get nothing at 14th level with the combo that this is designed to go with. And I think you, in this case, and it's in some very rare cases, you have to think about that, right? It's designed to go with the UNT. It shouldn't, Fran was saying, features should stack and improve, not necessarily be redundant. Yeah, you know what I mean, Pete?
Yes.
It's cool and all, but
it should be able to work with your serpent spawn feature.
Yeah, and I think the resistance that you got earlier, where was that at first level, that I'm down with. That makes total sense. It's just now that you're up to 14th level, it would suck so hard to be playing the race that this class is so obviously.
Yeah, and then you just get
and then because I'm doing the thing this is designed to this is supposed to complement flavorfully, I get nothing. That's just not good design. It's not a lot of foresight in that regard. I think is the crux of that, frankly.
Agreed. And it would have been fine if it was just resistance and this feature was better.
Frosty was saying, is it though? The flavor text suggests otherwise. Or perhaps you are one of those entities yourself. Literally, the last sentence of the first paragraph. Like, when a third of the flavor text of, like, your origin is maybe you're a Yuan-Ti. Like, let's be real, you're playing a Serpent Origin Sorcerer.
You probably play
you want to be a Yuan-Ti. It should work with Yuan-Ti, at least.
Yeah, there's definitely some truth to that. I don't know. Let's do Obsidian. Let's do Ophidian aspect. I assume Ophidian is like a snake word.
It probably is.
I don't know it. Starting at 18th level, you can awaken the full power of your poisonous heritage. As a bonus action, you can expend 6 sorcery points to assume the form of a snake abomination for 1 minute. While in this form, your serpent spawn ability activates for free at the end of each of your turns. Interesting. In addition, creatures that fail the saving throw are poisoned until the end of their next turn. Creatures normally immune to the poison condition can still be poisoned by this ability. While transformed when using your Caustic Vitality ability, it grants temporary hit points equal to the full damage taken instead of half. The transformation ends early if you die or dismiss it as a bonus action. I don't dislike what they were trying to do with this design, but it kind of leans into some abilities that were already a little bit inherently off, in particular the Serpent Spawn. So, like, I get what they were going for, but I just don't know if it works because, like, I haven't bought into Serpent Spawn, so Ophidian aspect doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. It's weird because it's banking so hard on those other features. And frankly, like, what is it? I'm not super into the Serpent Spawn feature anyway. Like, just it's boring from a design perspective to me. And I mean, I guess the Caustic Vitality one like works, but I think I would like to see this do more, right? Rather than just you become this brutal snake, which buffs your features. Well, what kind of cool snake stuff can I do, right? Can I like constrict a creature? Can I like, I don't know.
Freynour, that's pretty dope flavor-wise. I agree. Like, I really like the idea of the final feature being like, you become like a Yuan-Ti abomination thing, which feels kind of like the intent is you are one of those creatures. Want a lightning round it, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, just one last deal, because like Frosty and everybody are still saying like, I feel like I know where you guys are getting, but it's like this is for everyone but Yuan-Ti. Yeah, but like, dude, if I'm gonna play Yuan-Ti and I'm gonna play a sorcerer, and there's an option called the Serpent Soul, I'm gonna want to do that because I want to use my cool snaky magic and do my crazy snaky magic. Like, I don't
Frosty
know.
Pirate, I get it. Yeah, no, I mean,
yeah, I don't mean to.
Frosty Pirate, I also get where you're coming from.
Anyway, let's talk to the lightning round. Space. Yeah, there's totally space. Very cool.
Done.
Flavor. Caustic Vitality is pretty good.
Caustic Vitality hits it.
Besides the playability issue with Poisonous Paragon, I don't think that is unflavorful.
Agreed. Right? I'll give it to it.
Aspect is very flavorful. The one thing that I don't really dig is like I summon snakes in the ground. That's kind of weird to me. But it also says or a cloud of miasma, which I think is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. You're right. Give it.
I think he gets flavor.
Yep.
For sure.
I'm with you. What's the next one? I can't remember.
I mean, let's talk play. We just do the first and the fifth. So balance. Let's talk balance. I got lost trying to go through this, thinking about the balance aspect. Nothing screamed as like out of balance for me. The Serpent Spawn, like bonus action, I do a thing is a little weird, but like
Poisonous Paragon, I think, is a shade weak.
It's definitely way too situational.
But I don't know. I don't think this is imbalanced.
Yeah.
I guess like it feels.
I almost want to go back and because you're right. I don't think it's imbalanced. But we forgot about one important thing about the flavor. Although all of this works from the flavor perspective, does it make you want to play it?
That's why when you asked me,
which is our very first sentence in Flavor.
That's why when you asked me, I was kind of like, weirdly, the thing that I was really excited about was that poison cantrips thing. Like, and I like Caustic Vitality is a feature I also want to use.
Yeah.
The rest of it, not so much. Talking to snakes is whatever. It's what it is.
Yeah. From a design perspective, I don't think you got it.
Yeah, the design point's not there.
Yeah. There's like everything's well written, but it's just like the connection, and part of this is in design, right? Like, does it in design? God, because it's part of it, like the flavor's bleeding into the design a little bit, right? Like the specificity of the venomous magic, like because of what you said and how you came up with the thing for it, Pete, I could maybe want to use that. But based on what's here, right, what they presented,
yeah,
it's not.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm reticent on the flavor point. So if we want to cut the flavor point, I'm on that camp.
God.
Want to do a half?
So let's go. That's like the most complicated.
Okay. Playability.
What don't think?
I think the playability on this is fine.
Yeah. I could see there being frustrating with how infrequently Poisonous Paragon, like how it doesn't do a lot. And the UNT issue, I think, is also a playability problem, which, again, because it is specifically about serpents, like, I don't know. I don't even want to give the playability point. If you want to give it to it, we'll give it the half, but that's a big flub for me.
I can see. I'll cut it for Poisonous Paragon.
I'm making the UNT an issue because for me, it would be an issue. If I wanted to play this class, I'd want to be a UNT. Like, that's what I'd want to do. So, like, yeah, that's a big issue for me.
Yeah, I mean, this rubric, we try and look at it. We try and look at it as objectively and honestly as we can, but also, like, there is inherent subjectivity to it. Like, things that we like, we favor, and if, like, this doesn't do the thing that we want it to do, you know?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think between Poisonous Paragon being so situational.
I mean, yeah, Poisonous Paragon is kind of almost unusably situational when it can't hit yourself. So, sure, we'll do no playability. So I think let's just say half a point on flavor and call it a 2.5. Call it a day.
Yeah, sure.
Rather than debating the flavor, because the flavor, I don't know. For me, it's not there, but I can see why it would be.
Well, and here's the thing, Fraynor, even if you could hit yourself with the Poisonous Paragon feature, that's just weird. That becomes a weird design issue. Like, do you really want to design an effect around attacking yourself?
I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it when it was funny. When you were making a cloud kill and then walking into your cloud kill, that actually sounded really cool to me, honestly.
And I think that's the only situation, right? Because it's only when you would take poison damage, and that's the only AoE poison effect.
Well, it's also, you could acid splash and then hit yourself with the acid splash.
No, it's only when you deal poison damage to you. That's the only feature that Poisonous Paragon doesn't have anything.
But you can change your acid splash to poison damage.
Oh. Yeah.
It's fine. we're good. 2.5. 2.5.
2.5.
That's 1108.